We got NFL action, I guess. Game being played in Kansas City. They're lukewarm to the NFL. But anyway, Carolina at Kansas City. The Panthers, by the way, an underrated team, laying 3 points at the Chiefs. And, you know, Marco, the Chiefs, I heard somebody talking about this on TV the other night, but the Chiefs haven't crossed the goal line in their last 11 quarters. The part that I didn't know about it was the 8:37 mark of the first quarter against your Pittsburgh Steelers back on November 12th. That's how long it's been. Of course, you've had a lot of injuries. You've had this team turning the ball over left and right. What's not to like about Kansas City is what I'm trying to say here.
A great intro for my best bet. A game, I think. Well, you know, yeah, Carolina, are they not the best 3-8 team in football? I mean,
they really are. But what did that get them? 3-8.
Kansas City, they're just an absolute train wreck, guys. I mean, Romeo Crennel, he's a dead man walking. He knows it. The team knows it. The fans know it. You know, I mean, I just don't see how you can back Kansas City in any situation. Yeah, are they getting better? Well, if you look statistically, they've only turned the ball over once in each of the last 3 games. That's a major improvement for this team. So, you know, you might say they're improving, but I'm not going to buy it. This is my best bet. I'm saving the key clincher here, but I'm going to tell you this much. Carolina, people are going to look on the surface and say they played Monday night, they played Philadelphia, they won. So what? Negative situation, have to go out on the road for the second week in a row, short week. I can't argue all of those facts, but I can just say, but they're playing Kansas City. That's my defense. I don't see Kansas City in this game come into play. They played their guts out last week. That was their Super Bowl type game with Peyton Manning coming to town, and they still come up short. They covered the spread, but they came up short.
And in this one, you're talking about a fairly low spread. Carolina laying a field goal in this one, Brian. They went into Monday's game against the Eagles. They had lost, 6 really tight games. And if you looked out of those 6 games, probably 5 of those, you could almost say they should have won those games. They gave them away because of a bonehead play or whatever. But now you got Cam Newton, who I liked the other night, finally decided to take the game and put it on his shoulders, and he ripped Philly apart. Now, I passed the game both sides in total, didn't want to get involved, but now he's going up against a Chiefs defense that is leaky. They've given up 22 touchdown passes on the season.
Yeah, as the season's gone along, this Kansas City defense can't make up for that offense like they did earlier in the season, and we talked about that early in the year, how good this Kansas City defense was based on how many turnovers that they were forced out on the field. And, looking at turnovers, Kansas City has not won the turnover battle in any game all season long. Last 2 weeks, Carolina has outscored the opposition by 2 points in splitting, but they had a +5 turnover margin in their favor in those games, and they still only won by 2, and that includes playing Philadelphia, who we all know right now.
I think it's because they don't know how to win or lose by more than 2 or 3 points this season. I'm serious.
And that's a great point, because you'll find this a lot. We've handicapped for many years. You find a team who is in that range where they're always close, they win by a little, lose by a little, you put them in as a big favorite. Now, it's not in this game, but you put them in as a big favorite, it doesn't matter. They always get to the end of the game where it could go either way, no matter how big of a favorite they are.
Well, Marco, in the Monday night win over the Eagles, Carolina's coaches, it was a real nice write-up, and I can't remember if it was on ESPN or whatever, but they were talking about how they reduced the reads that Cam Newton normally makes at the line of scrimmage. They really put everything down into a basic formula or package for Cam Newton to read and do, and he had the big game against Philadelphia. Now, part of that was Philadelphia's packed it in, but so is Kansas City. I know you got to fear Romeo Crennel and his expertise in this one, but I got a feeling where you're going. This one's your best bet.
This is my best bet, guys, and just quick on the reads with Cam Newton. I thought the only thing he read was his press clippings.
I like the guy. Much to read lately.
Yeah. The situation here, guys. Kansas City's played 3 games where they've covered in the last 11. This team's been horrible. The 3 games they covered against the Steelers on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. They covered against Baltimore earlier in the year when Baltimore was a first-place team. They came in here. They covered last week against Denver, first-place team to come in. The only time it's been a wreck of a season. They want this season just to be over, but they're going to get up when the spotlight's on them. The spotlight's not on them with Carolina coming to town. And Carolina is one of those teams that even though they're bad, yeah, they played Philadelphia and they got a scrappy win. this is a team that hasn't stopped trying. And that's all I ask for going against a team that I know has thrown the towel in Kansas City. I want a team that's trying. And Carolina will come in focused against Kansas City. And Kansas City has scored 13 points in their last, there's just 13 points or less in 6 of their last 7 games. Where are they going to get the points to win a ball game? I'm going to take Carolina, lay the points. This is my video best bet. We've lost 2 in a row. We're at 9-5 for the season. Let's stop the bleeding. Let's get this one. I'm going with Carolina. I've got them winning 24-13 is my video best bet for this week.
Which would take it under the total by a couple of points, but I know the side is your best bet. Carolina, I happen to like them this week also with you. If that wasn't good enough, we got the Eagles and Cowboys coming up next. Stick around.